What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? Listen, I'm gonna try to get through this as best I know how because I really didn't feel like coming on here. Girl, like my birthday is in a couple of days, and I just feel like I have the birthday blues. Like I don't know. I just been feeling down. I don't know, but uh, anyway, we're gonna get through it. We're gonna get through it. I'm gonna give y'all the best I can. Bear with me. And I didn't want to put it off till tomorrow. Y'all know I hate putting stuff off till the next day because I like to give it to y'all when y'all expect it. But this is the haves and the have-nots. Season 8, Episode 7, A Working Girl. So we get into the episode and it picks up where we left off last week with Wyatt and Vinny. You know, I probably might not have that much energy because I'm tired. But anyway, um, Vinny basically told Wyatt, listen, bitch, you get all these chances, and at the end of the day, if you want me off your back because of the shit that you did to me, all right, that's what the reason why things that's happening to you is because of the stuff that you did to me. You left me cut and stabbed up in my own blood, okay? So therefore, if you want to live, you better tell your daddy to give me $1 million, all right? So we gotta go through that whole situation. Wyatt calls his daddy, Daddy, I need $1 million to stay alive. Okay, at first it seemed like Jim really wasn't paying attention or like trying to hear him. But then we noticed that Jim does go down to the Iron Bone to try to talk to Vinny about the whole thing. Or I should say Vincent, you know. And, Jim starts it off by saying, listen, I gave you $75,000 already. Vinny said, no, you only gave me 50,000. No, I gave you 75. No, you gave me 50. No, I gave Mitch $75,000 to give to you. Okay, well, you gave me $75,000, semantics, okay? That's what it is. But at the end of the day, I don't care who you think or thought used to run this organization. I'm running this organization right now. I still feel some type of way about the fact that your son stabbed me up and he went after me. And like I told him, it's $1 million. Now, if you don't want to give me the $1 million, your son finna be out in the pasture. Okay, that's what's gonna happen. You know. And so at this point, when he get through with Jim, Jim was trying to flex. I said, "How are you trying to flex with these gangsters? Knowing damn well you ain't got no money or whatever." And I get trying to negotiate and trying to get the price down or get the price eliminated because he don't have any money at this point. Um, but you up here trying to tell him, Vincent, I've known you since before you could wipe your own ass and all this stuff. Okay, and he's still the head of this crime family that you already know can do wonders in the bad way. Okay, he could take you out at any moment's notice. You know what I'm saying? So stop playing with this man. So when Jim leaves, at this point, Vinny is convinced that something is not right with Mitch. Baby, we gotta pray for Mitch because you know stuff is just gonna happen with Mitch. I'm kind of looking forward to see what Vinny gonna do to him because he's putting two and two together, talking about now if he owed me $50,000. Mitch told him $75,000 and he gave him $75,000. Did he pocket that $25,000 or what? But then he told them to get Mitch on the phone, get Mitch down there, whatever. But also, he said that batch of money that he got from Mitch, I guess, that $25,000. Remember, Benny owed them $25,000. He said check the serial number and see if they came from the same batch of the criers. I said, oops. but but at this point, I get it because it's the family name. You doing all this stuff. You put throwing the muscle around, trying to get what you trying to get what you want out of the situation to help your friend out or whatever, but that's still been paid off. So it shouldn't matter where it came from, how it came about. But it's the whole principle of you using a family name when you're not even putting in that family work. And that's the thing with Mitch. Mitch don't want to be in the family like that. He ain't trying to be gangster like that, but he keep on using the family weight that's behind the name to get his way in this situation to help out Benny and Candace and them. You know what I'm saying? And so of course we get back to David and Hannah. Girl, Hannah wasn't falling for that bullshit. You know, David trying to butter her up and say, you know, you really like me. I really been liking you for a long time. I remember when you had this bracelet on your ankle or whatever, and it had this little book or something on there. And that was the first time I seen you in your maid costume. And ever since then, I ain't ever seen you in your uniform, in that bracelet or whatever. People can change and all that stuff. Because Hannah told her, you really slick. Told him, I should say, you really slick. You really think you slick coming down here trying to butter me up, thinking that I'm gonna fall for that, like I'm really that thirsty. You can play that on another slope, bitch, but you're not gonna play it on me, okay? He was like, but you know, in real tea, I actually kind of liked you, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, what's good? She was like, you can go away from me with that mess, okay? At the end of the day, you came down here trying to butter me up, trying to do whatever you want to do to get me to say yes to give Jim this money. And it's not up to me. Catherine has already said that he's not getting the money, so therefore you can take that back to Jim and tell him what his wife said. And don't ever come back on my property again at this point. I said, I know that's right, Hannah. Y'all know Hannah wasn't finna let David do that shit to her. Okay, fall for him and all that stuff. When he left, she did say, look, sexy motherfucker. I said, I know David kind of cute for an old dude or whatever, or a middle-aged gentleman. I'm not going to call him old. He still look good, okay? David look like he still got girls following him or whatever. He don't really talk like that in real life. Girl, when I found out his real speaking voice, I was like, what? That kind of threw off the appeal a little bit. The voice. It's the voice. Okay, I'm saying it's the voice. Plus, he got a little body with it, too. And I was like, that's how you really talk. His voice ain't that deep. His voice ain't that deep. But see, that's what you call acting. That is what you call acting. All right. So he goes down to Jim, meet up with Jim or whatever, tell him the situation that's happening. And Jim tell him about the situation with the Ironbone and what Vinny said, and you know, Mitch throwing the family name out there trying to get that 75 from him and all this stuff and woo woo woo. And he was like, well, if Vinny finds out about this and he thinks that Mitch pocketed the money, which Mitch didn't pocket the money, he gave it all to Vinny, but he split it up. 50 from Jim Cryer for his death for Wyatt and 25 for Benny. But it came from the same person. But see, Jim don't know that. Jim don't know that. You know what I'm saying? He just found a way to get the money for it to save his friend. And Jim thinking that Mitch actually pocketed the money and was skimming off the top. And so he was like, once he finds out this, Vinny is going to take the protection away from Benny and Candace and Hannah. Girl, why he say that? Because Mitch, not Mitch, but David was like, leave Hannah out of this. He was like, wait a minute, what's going on with that? Listen, True T, I actually like Hannah, and I always liked Hannah. Not in that type of way that I want to sleep with her or whatever. That's why I already told you, Jim, that this shit wasn't going to work. She wasn't going to try to sleep with me. She wasn't going to, and I was embarrassed trying. Okay, I said you should be. You should have stuck to your guns. He said, she a truth teller. She got a way of just burning and seeing through your soul and just putting all your shit on Front Street. And that's exactly what she did to me. You know what I'm saying? And I actually respect her. You know, and she's a nice woman. She does nothing wrong. And at the end of the day, don't go after her. If you want to go after somebody, go after Candace. Yes, she took your money. Go after Benny because he's compliant in it. But don't go after Hannah because she didn't do nothing. She didn't do nothing. This bitch can't get it through his head to leave that lady alone. He go over there to Hannah, talking about something, he finna go home, and David was like, I'm pretty sure Hannah is over there. Okay, he was like, well, she don't live there. Well, she works there. Okay, girl, of course Hannah was there going over the books and stuff like that, and he comes over there talking his mess. Okay, and see, this what really got me. I love Hannah and her cool disposition that she has, baby. Like, you never let a bitch see you sweat. And Hannah lives by that code. Never let them see you sweat. Okay? Because at this point, Jim was trying to put it on. You know, ooh, thank you, Jesus. You know, you remind me of Moses and all this stuff. And she was like, you trying to get under my skin? No, I'm just saying that you a little strong bitch and all that stuff or whatever. But at the end of the day, I need you to give me $1 million. Listen, my son is about to get killed if I don't get this $1 million. She was like, okay, and what that got to do with me? Catherine already said that you're not getting no money, so what you need to do with that situation is you need to go down there, you need to talk to Catherine about that because it ain't gonna work for me, all right? I'm the one that's in control of your power of attorney and all that stuff, but I still get permission from her. I'm not just gonna go and spend her money all willy-nilly just because you want it. Boy, please. And I also been through similar situations where Candace was actually scamming me out of money, trying to, scam me and get over on me or whatever. So that's exactly what this sound like. And I can get it. And even Jim said, yeah, you know what, I can understand that it sound like that, but that ain't the case or whatever, because he actually went down to Vinny and heard Vinny tell him this to his face, that he needed to get that $1,000,000. Hannah don't realize that. And still Hannah not budging. And at this point, why they saying all that, you know, Catherine, not Catherine, but Hannah hyping Catherine up, Catherine, my friend or whatever, I'm going to stay at my place, not here, whatever, and was like, why would she give you power of attorney? Because we respect each other. That's my friend. I respect her. She's done a lot for me or whatever. And he was like, but you're just a maid. Do you know what she says about you when you're not here behind your back? She said, I don't know what she says about me behind my back, and I truly don't give a damn. And he said, well, she says that you're stupid. You're simple. You only are the maid because you can't get any other type of job. And I'm sitting here like, damn, Jim, if you was gonna make it sound like Catherine, you could have did a little better job than that. Okay, even Hannah clocked that shit. Like, them are your words, all right? And my whole thing is, Jim, you're going on this tirade about how she's just a maid and how she's so simple, how she's so stupid and all this stuff. But yet, when you were sitting there trying to throw stuff at her about what this is, what that is, she was like that on the money, okay? Telling you to your face without having to look it up on Google in front of your face to get what it was. She said that shit verbatim, which goes to show you the bitch is smart, okay? And if Hannah was so simple and Catherine thought those things, see, this is how dumb Jim is. If Hannah, he's the dumb one, okay? If Hannah really was so simple and Catherine thought that she was, why would Catherine put her ahead of all her estates? Why would she give her power of attorney? Why would she fuck her shit up like that? Exactly. Because she don't think that, because she sees the good in Hannah and she knows that Hannah is the only one that is out here doing right and don't have a secret motive for anything or ulterior motive for nothing, And so, here go Jim. Hand over power of attorney and I'll give you $25 million. Hannah said, listen, bruh, I don't want that. Especially not coming from you. Everybody has a price. She was like, see, that's your problem. You think money is going to be the root of everything and it's going to solve everything and let you sleep at night. He was like, yeah, it really does. Okay. And I said, no, Hannah ain't going for it. And I said, Jim, you should have known that wasn't going to happen. Like, if David came there trying to sleep with the girl, it didn't happen. So... Wait, just stop. You look pathetic at this point. Then we get to Veronica and goddamn Pilar. What's his name? Some of y'all felt the way because of what I said about, the over-exaggerating the gay thing or whatever, and then want to try to compare Veronica and all this shit. If you go back to my earlier videos, I also said that I didn't really like the way that Veronica was doing this, okay? She was doing too fucking much. But in reality, there are some people that is out here in this world who act like Veronica, who act like gay people really do disgust them, okay? Who really do feel like I need to clean up after a motherfucker when I find out they gay and I need to sterilize shit. That shit happens, okay? And I stand by what I said last week, and if you have an issue with it, oh the fuck well. Moving on from that, because I don't see these overly exaggerated gays all the fucking time. That's a fucking stereotype, but we not finna get into that. I just want to address that a little bit. Because Veronica, like I told y'all last week, each episode that she is on, she is going to have a one-liner that sticks out. And this episode, she had at least two. Remember when Celine got called in to her boss to go see him with the big boss, his boss. She said, listen, baby, I'm going to have to get my lawyer, Veronica Harrington. And they should have looked her up. She gave you a whole name, and they should have looked her up so that they can know exactly what it is that they were dealing with. And see, this is negligence on the boss part, Celine's boss part, because Big Boss didn't know that Veronica was coming. All right, when Celine came up in there with Veronica, and you know, she was like, Celine, well, I'm surprised that you would actually go get some representation. But you're about to talk to me about termination, okay? And that's exactly what it was. They was about to talk to her about firing her because, you know, she getting a complaint or whatever from that doctor that Jim wanted to get her fired and all that stuff because of the issues that Celine and Jim have with each other. And at this point, you know, here go Veronica. I'm Veronica motherfucking Harrington, okay? You need to look me up. But at the end of the day, this little frivolous, you know, termination that you're trying to do, it's not gonna work, okay? Celine, tell him what happened. Tell him what happened. I didn't do anything. I never went by him after what was said. You know, I had a conversation with Jim, and he was this. Girl, Celine was stuttering. Celine was trying to get her story together because she was telling the truth. She didn't do nothing to that doctor, but Veronica. Veronica said, baby, Celine, shush. I'll tell it for you, okay? Because I know English is not your first language, okay? I said, now, see, somebody needs to see Celine. Now, I know that girl is helping you, but it gonna come a time when that bitch is gonna get knocked in her goddamn mouth. English is not your first language. I understand that. Just sit there and be quiet and let me speak for you. I said, you know what? I hate when people do shit like that, especially when it comes to a person that either, you know, when they don't speak the language as good and then they start talking in broken English, like, you know, slowing it down and talking loud. Why do you speak loud as if they're deaf? They just can't. Girl, I hate that shit. It's so disrespectful. Bitch, I said, God damn, Veronica, you can't just do your job without insulting the fuck out of people. But she got that shit done. She said, listen, bitch, you're not gonna fire Celine at this point because Celine has documented evidence of emails and everything of this doctor trying to sexually harass her for the past few months. I said, oh, we do? She said, so if you want to take this to court, we can take this to court. But I suggest that you don't because you want to keep on with this termination things. We're going to sue this hospital for $10 million. And what I suggest you do is go ahead and let her keep her job for right now. You know, she looked at, and here go number two. She looked at Celine and said, how much do you make? She was like, $17 an hour. She said, wait a minute, what? $17 an hour. Oh my God. What? The offense that was on Veronica's face when she said $17 an hour as if she was supposed to be making more. Like she's never heard those prices before. Made me fucking holler. Truth be told, that is a low blow. But I said, girl... Veronica is ignorant as hell, okay? But you know, she got on Miss White Lady. She got on Miss White Lady and told her, bitch, you better Google me, okay? Like, yeah. I said, oh, no, you won't go into that Valley Girl accent with old girl. So she handled that situation for Celine, and Celine actually said thank you right off the bat. Oh, my God, you didn't have to be told to say thank you. I said, Veronica, please. Veronica, please, you did a good deed. Now get the fuck up out of here, okay? Meanwhile, she get a phone call from Catherine from jail, okay? Telling her that she needs to bring her ass down there to talk or else, you know, some shit gonna come out. Okay, so they come down there to talk and Catherine said, bitch, you need to take care of this loan that you defaulted on, this $53 million, okay? Now it's 54, and Veronica caught on to it. She was like, no, it's 54. Bitch, them two going head to head about who gonna do what, okay? And I love when they get into a little shade fest, okay? Because at one point, when Veronica got through talking to her, when she told the guard, come and take it away. I said, bitch, she ain't even human. She's the object now. Take it away. And I was like, girl, this is a mess. They going back and forth about what's going to go into foreclosure. And you know, well, I'm finna testify for the DA, so you're not gonna let this go into foreclosure, whatever. She was like, well, I don't have control over my estate anymore. I don't have power of attorney, so it's not up to me to who's gonna let it go into foreclosure. And at this point, the gag is these rich motherfuckers who look their nose down on working people, and the fact that Catherine has given a working person that they think is has one of the lowest jobs ever, you know, power of attorney, that is the gag right there. And Veronica don't know that it's Hannah. And baby, you know, it's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess because them two bumping heads like that, it's always a good show for me. But moving on from that, speaking of, let's get to Benny and Candace. Did I get everybody? I'm just fast forwarding a little bit so I can feel like I'm making good time. Yeah, Benny and Candace, okay? They having a little conversation. Benny in the bed. He talking about something he gonna go see Rihanna to do the real estate stuff, whatever. Girl been looking for, trying to move, actually moving in with somebody. And child prices out here in Chicago, god damn. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, I just want a new environment. I need a new neighborhood. And you know, all the stuff that you gotta go through, you gotta check and see if, you know, insects and shit like that. Cause I swear to God, if I move somewhere and I find nan creature crawling, Ashley gonna break the lease, bitch. I'm gonna have to pay it. I'm gonna have to pay it because you didn't tell me that this shit was up in here. Y'all need to exterminate, okay? And then the prices, for as much as I'm looking to pay and willing to pay, bitch, have it clean, okay? But anyway, you know, he looking at that. Candace in there talking about whatever he talking about. Whatever she talking about. But then she get a phone call from Hannah. She get a phone call from Hannah because Hannah got stopped on her way to work by Miss Reporter Lady. Now, see, I could not be a reporter. I couldn't be a reporter or anything like that because, bitch, I'd be scared that somebody would knock my ass out. You know what I'm saying? Because them invasive ass questions that she was asking Hannah. Is it true that you, first of all, you standing right outside her door waiting for her to come out, you know, so that you can't say technically that you're on the property. And then you coming down there and you're just being rude with the questions because they're so personal. You're trying to say that the lady, is it true that you kicked Candace Young out when she was young? Is it true that you was a prostitute? Is it true that you was this and then that? And I'm sitting here like, ew, ain't nobody punched your ass yet? That's what I go to all the time when I think of shit like that. Like, that is so invasive. So of course Hannah had to call Candace to tell her what's going on and tell her you need to take care of that shit and to tell them that I am not a bad motherfucking mama, okay? I didn't kick your ass out. You left and you know, she was like child trafficking, sex trafficking, but bitch, you left and went with the pimp yourself, okay? Which I probably think did not really happen. That she willingly went with the pimp, but you know, sex trafficking, child trafficking happens. So especially down in Atlanta. So or I should say Georgia. Girl, I was just like, So she already figured out, of course, Benny trying to figure out what's going on. She figured out who did this and who got the reporters coming is Landon. And so she trying to call Landon to get him to come up in there to talk. It's going to voicemail. Meanwhile, he gets a call from Oliver because Oliver is freaking out that the president hasn't come out his room yet. And Landon is trying to tell him, leave him alone. He says he's going to relax. He has no meetings because I cleared it. Let it go. Okay, and he hung up on him. And then he finally gets through to Candace. Candace finally gets through to him, I should say, and tells him to come up to her room. And then when Benny was about to get ready to go, because Benny wanted to check Landon. He really wanted to do some shit to Landon because of this. You know, it's one thing to go at my sister, but even though I'm pissed off at mommy, you going after mommy, as he always say, mommy. But they open up the door, bitch. Why Charles come up in there with Landon? incognito. I said, this motherfucker, I should have known. But that's how the episode ended, you guys. You guys tell me how you feel about it, and I will see you guys later. You may get a What It Is video on Thursday, and you may not. You'll probably get it on Friday if you don't get it on Thursday. But, yeah, you guys let me know how you feel, and I'll see you later. Peace.